Hi, I'm Echo and I'm going to be talking about Dolmadakia. So Dolmadakia is a dish that originates from Greece and is a rice stuffed grape leaves. The recipe I'm going to be using is from Greece the cookbook. In this recipe, it requires grape leaves, fresh or preserved, spring onions, medium grain rice, fresh parsley, fresh dill, olive oil, salt and pepper to taste, lemon juice, tzatziki to serve, and it takes approximately 1 hour and 40 minutes to prepare and cook. There are many variations of this dish, some with meat, some with pine currants, some with pine nuts, some with other things, depending on the region in Greece and what is available during that time. So the origin of the name. In ancient Greek, the word for the dish was theria. But after the Turkish influence on the dish, it was then called yalanchi, which is a Turkish word for fake, as it has no meat in this dish. This is also why there was many other versions of it which had meat later on. And those versions, they're not as historically accurate, but they did make those as time went on. In this map, you can see where the Persian Empire is. You can see where Athens is and where Turkey and Greece were. So the history. So the Dolmadakia were distributed during the Greek Enlightenment period, which is 1774 to 1821. A man called Adamantios Korai hid papers inside the leaves with European thinkers and theories. So what he was trying to do was trying to help bring hope to the enslaved people. So all of these small leaves and the small wraps of them would go to different enslaved people in Greece. And he would give it to them with different papers in them, with written things, trying to give them hope that they can do more, that there's a lot of things that can happen, that there is still hope for them to get out of this enslavement and be free. This also helped them learn their history because he would put some history in there. He would put other things on these papers and just give it to them to read and to just look at. This increased their thirst for freedom and wanting to be free from this enslavement, which then caused a lot of different things. So this thirst for freedom, it helped create a new version of Hellenism, which was a very big thing back then. After this enslavement and when they became free, Greece changed a lot. The way the people thought, the way they acted, all of it changed to the point where it was just improving the humans and society. They were focused on scientific research. They were focused on economics, political. They were focused on writing. And all of this, the writing was the main thing to help transfer their history and everything to different generations to show what they had gone through during the enslavement. So that was a very big thing during this time. And the only thing was with these papers is that during the enslavement period, when the people that enslaved them found out what they were doing and what was happening and how there was hidden papers inside these leaves, they became banned. And when they were banned, people still had hope, yes, but it was a little bit less at that point, knowing that they didn't have it anymore. It did become legal again when Greece was liberated, but it was illegal for part of the time. So Admontonius Corres. So he was the one that distributed them to enslaved people, and he just wanted them to have a better life. He wanted them to know that they could have a better life soon. He had a very big effect on Greek language and culture. He believed that unity would help the Greek citizens achieve freedom. He even created the first modern Greek dictionary between 1828 and 1835. He was a very big influence on everything related to Greece and everything related to the Great Enlightenment period. Hera. So there are many myths with Greek gods and goddesses. Hera is the goddess of marriage, woman, the sky, and the stars of heaven. She's also the queen of gods and the spouse to Zeus. Many people know Zeus. Hera is someone that's usually in the background, as well as, especially since during this time the men were the more prominent thing. But in Greek culture, the women are just as strong as the men, sometimes even stronger, depending on the family values. Sometimes the women are the ones that lead the whole family. Depending on the region in Greece, it is not very unlikely to see that the women are leading everything rather than the men. So Hera, she was one of the goddesses that would have Dolmadakia as a pleasure type thing. So she would have it as like a guilty pleasure. Like people have like chips, whatever is a guilty pleasure. Dolmadakia would be her guilty pleasure that she would just have. There's many different myths of people seeing her eating it out of pot. Like the pot that they make it in, they could see her eating it out of it just continuously. So everyone thought that it was a really good thing. That's something, oh, our one of our goddesses does it. We should have it too. It would be good for us. And it also just kind of helped because Hera was something that showed hope. She was a kind of empowerment of hope. So when Adam Antonius Correz, when he was trying to give hope to everybody, he used these. First of all, because he knew could hide things in them. Second of all, because everyone knew the myth of Hera and the myth of everything that happened, of her eating these, of just all of that. And yeah, that's Dolmadakia, the Greek dish that I have decided to use for my presentation. I hope you enjoyed.